Hey guys, and thanks for checking out my new video. This is a commentary on Company of Heroes because I started playing it and I really enjoy it, and I was like, hey, I'm going to do a commentary. So right here what you're looking at is I'm highlighting the choke points, and those are the points I was trying to capture most of the game here. Let me turn it down real quick. Ooh. Anyways, so yeah, I was trying to capture these choke points, and the MG units is what I wanted to set up mainly. And I got that one set up fairly quickly to cover that one choke point, and I followed that up immediately with another MG to cover the other side. I was trying to get them to cover each other's angles and make it so, I don't know, it was like every angle was covered with an MG. I was trying to utilize MGs this game because I hadn't been very good with it in the past. I'm actually not very good at the game, so we're going against hard bots here. But they were difficult for us, and this was, I think, the first game that we won versus the hard bots, which is really cool. But right there, obviously 3 MG units set up. I was trying to cover all the angles. This half track got up pretty quick, which kind of puts pressure on the MGs, but it wasn't moving, which was really stupid. Not just a hard bot. These flame troopers were going to destroy my MG really quickly, so I changed my focus to the flame troopers with that nest, and then back to the half track, which was good. And we were able to lay down that half track, and then this MG nest almost died, so I retreated it before it died because I wanted to keep my 1 star. Fortunately, my other nest was able to finish off that tank. However, there's another tank that was coming up in the back. I don't know exactly what this tank's called, but it's like a destroy my infantry tank, flak tank. I don't know. So I got everyone out of there real quick. This other tank came up there too. I had been building anti-tank, but it hadn't got up fast enough. I got that first anti-tank up there, which helped me take out those initial tanks. Well, one of them anyways. The second one kind of just ran around, but while I was doing that, I was getting my forces together and trying to get ready to move up again. Unfortunately, my anti-tank was kind of left out there all to dry. That mortar you see in the bottom right, though, comes in. I'll tell you about it later. It's pretty awesome. So right here, I'm pushing all my guys up at once. I'm taking over the AT gun, and I'm going to take out the tank. I don't know what killed the tank there. It was like a flame trooper blew up, and then a tank blew up, I guess. I don't know. But right here, I have like 3 MGs set up, covering different angles, and then I have the AT just in case, and it was doing some work too. I got my troops kind of set back because they had me pushed up forward, and I didn't want to pressure them. While they were pressuring me, I just kind of wanted to secure my point here. I was playing more defensive because I'm trying to learn how to like hold the choke point. Obviously, this flame tank, man, it was brutal. It took out a lot of my guys, just that one flame tank, and so I changed all the ATs. Me and Paul both changed the ATs to the tank. Paul is the other guy I was playing with this game, my buddy, and fortunately he had an AT there, which was just really fortunate. He had an AT there and able to kill that faster. But we were able to take out the tanks here. I had another AT gun coming up along with all those guys for reinforcements. So that's what I was talking about, like moving those guys up and making those choke points stronger. Just those grenades. I don't really know how the enemy plays necessarily because I'm still learning about other factions. So I didn't really understand at the time, especially that I would get grenaded like that, so that was really unfortunate. But obviously they're still putting the pressure on me, and it was kind of tough. My strategy didn't seem to be working out too well because I'm like forced under my points, which was really annoying. But I had a lot of guys here, and I was like, well, you know, perhaps it'll actually work out if I can get all these guys up there and hold this 1 point. So I did. I got these ATs there. And now I'm like setting up all these different MGs, which was a huge deal, like covering every different angle. I'm trying to take over the AT again. It's looking pretty good. All over here. And we didn't really work together too well, but Paul held his own individual choke points, and I held mine. This is him killing this tank with, he's got all these infantry and one anti-tank, but he was able to, I mean, I think he did good individually, and I did good individually, but there wasn't a whole lot of teamwork, and I don't know exactly. I'm trying to figure out how we can do better as a team, which is a main reason why I did commentary over this video, is because I'm trying to figure out what went wrong and what went right, and things we could have done differently. This right here is tanks. So I got my tank up finally, and was able, like, they were building anti-infantry tanks because I had so many infantry up, and then I was finally able, while holding those points, I had just enough for one tank, which really came in handy because I started being able to push them and get a little more aggressive and kind of clear out the areas around the points so that I could finally actually push my guys up and take the points, because we're losing pretty heavy here. It's 463 to 185 or something around that point, so to be able to put the pressure on these guys was really important with just one tank, and I'm able to get my infantry up there and actually take my point finally. And I had so many units that I am able to defend it pretty well. So that worked out fairly nicely for me. Again, Paul did a great job holding his own individual points, and he plays a little different than me too. He plays a lot of infantry, and I played a lot of MG nests, which it was kind of weird that it worked out. We just kind of melded together to some degree, and I guess it worked out. This was me trying to help Paul a little bit. I set my tank over there just to try and keep some pressure off of him. That's about the extent of how much I helped in this game. I was concerned about my own battle mainly. It's ridiculous. So right here, once I got the tank up, we were actually able to start putting pressure on these left points, which I really should have put pressure on them from the beginning of the game, which is maybe one unit, like go send a unit over there, just consistently send units over there and try and steal the point, because it's really a worthy investment. Here was the Paul's infantry and his tank as well. He was able to really put pressure on him and start taking over the objectives and moving out of his own realm to push them. And he was doing that on the right side, and I'm killing these tanks over here on the left side, while my whole my whole setup's there. It's defended really well. Clear them all out as much as we can and take over that point on the left was one of my main objectives, just because once we cleared them out, they didn't really have the resources to defend the left side anymore. And so here I'm just clearing it all out further, start putting pressure on it, taking those points. Phase 4, fortify new territory. I got the MG and the anti-tank to cover this fuel point and the control point. And I had another MG nest set up in here. So I was going and clearing them out up from the front lines, but I also made my back lines defensible as well, so I wasn't too spread out. And these tanks mainly just cleared out everything else, and anything that got through would end up going to those MGs. And just getting caught there and really having to retreat every time because they would lose. And so from here, it's just a matter of holding the points and, winning. And which is what we did. We held them, pushed more, and pushed as much as we could up before we won. So that Sherman, 94 kills and 2 deaths with 18,000 damage taken. That's pretty funny. But that's pretty huge numbers in terms of our damage dealt. My units loss is absurd too at 115. But I like to check the percentages on seeing how useful mine are, and so that's what I go and I look at these percentages, and my freaking what is it? My Sherman tank's at 430%, which is nuts. My MG units are at 300%, which is really good because I was working on them 300 and 600. So the MG, the HMG, the good ones. I don't know which one was good. One of those was better than the other one, but both super strong. I think it was, yeah. And then the mortar squad is 700%, and I didn't even do anything with that mortar squad. It just like sits there and accrues percentages and kills, and it's beautiful to have just one mortar squad in a game. And then the AT guns obviously were extremely strong with 12k damage, which is kind of a big deal. Again, the Sherman tank 432%. So I was pretty efficient that game, which is really important. And that's really what it's about. And again, this is showing the left side of the map. You should really just send guys out there and try and capture those points. So something we'll know in the next game. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it.
Bloodthirsty berry eater.